that's
there's no audience out there hoping we fight us.
Yeah, right. You're right.
But we have our own opinions. We have
No,
open dialogue.
but it's the delivery I got a problem with.
Well, because we fighting for what we believe.
Y'all like, bitch!
Can I
We're
make
just
an announcement, guys?
This motherfucker said I can't be prom queen, y'all.
Oh, God.
Hey guys, listen, I just want to let you know we're live.
Oh, they call all that on camera. That's so easy.
Talk on the table. Talk on the table. Talk on the table. Talk on the table.
Welcome to Talk on the Table, guys. Welcome. I'm Naz. I'm Gavin.
Ciao.
Welcome, everybody, to Talk on the Table. I'm Naz. Look it up, sis.
I'm Alex. Who you, Akbar?
I got a name. Oh, you done gave my name
Akbar.
out. I came up with a new nickname.
What is it?
Akbar.
Oh!
That's so cute. That's my government name. That's so cute for you.
And who are you?
And Gavin.
We didn't hear you.
I was first.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Ooh, ladies first.
Okay, all right. Sorry, guys.
We didn't start with our normal, formal our show, but you know, hey, we're real people sitting at a real table talking about real things.
And when you own your own shit, you can do what the fuck you want to do.
Anyway, well, we want to talk about something. What's hot? What's hot right now?
All right, so
Besides this world.
it is hot in here. Let's talk about Travis Scott and his Astroworld tour, not tour, concert.
Astroworld.
8 people were killed. They were trampled with and heart attacks and things like that at his concert, and so he's being sued by some of the victims, alongside Live Nation and rap superstar Drake.
Yeah, that was a big deal this weekend.
It was.
Yeah, right? And it was rumored that people were being injected with drugs or something.
That's what I heard. There's an investigation going on.
Yeah.
Houston police.
Wow, that's crazy. Unfortunately, you know, we give our sincerity to the families that lost someone to that concert. But it's like, is Travis Scott held? Is he physically held responsible, or is it his team? Is it the venue? Like, who actually at the end gets the bill?
Somebody's going to get the blame, but I don't think it's the artist's fault. Something like that you can't really prepare for. What do you guys thought? You think you're prepared for it?
I will hope for anytime that there's any venue that if I'm a leader of a concert venue or something like that I'm always going to plan for the worst. You know, whether I'm going to have multiple, like, extra staff on standby, like, you're on call tonight. You don't have to physically come in, but if we call you, then that means you need to be here within a certain amount of time, or whatever the case may be. At least have proper security and some type of med-bag.
Now, the Houston police did say that he had more security than the baseball game that they had in previous weeks. So they said they were well prepared, but, you know, like I said, some things I don't think you can prepare for.
Where does your head have to be to think somebody's going to come with drug needles and start injecting?
I mean, that you can't necessarily be prepared for that, but I'm thinking in the mindset of being prepared for an very active type of crowd. Yeah, especially when you look at previous concerts.
And he asked at one point, I believe, for a rage. He wanted to see a rage.
But that's what's typical at his a Travis Scott concert.
Oh, he's asking people to rage?
Well, yeah, like the wild behavior. It's typical at his concert, so they expect it. And at one point, he did see people, like a body being served, but it came out that it was a dead body. But he just thought I'm gathering that he thought it was just crowd participation.
Yeah, because I mean, as an artist, he's on stage and all he hears is the feedback monitor. He don't really know what's actually going on. He just thinks the crowd is just like,
his baby mother, Kylie Jenner, did put out a tweet that said, you know, we didn't know what was going on, and we didn't know we wouldn't have continued the show. So,
what do you mean? Wait, she was there.
She was there.
I know she was there, but was she in control of the show and how?
She's speaking for her man.
That's my man.
Her main.
And on the
That's my name.
Her baby father.
That's my father. Stick this out.
She gonna stick beside him. And he'll stick beside other girls.
Whoa. I mean,
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There's no allegedly. Allegedly.
yeah, so, that's a very tragic event.
Yeah,
so.
that's unfortunate.
All right, so moving right along, there's a new movie that just came out recently. It's called The Eternals. In this movie, there's a gay superhero, a gay black played superhero, and he shares his first openly gay on-screen kiss, and the world is in an uproar. Well, at least the Middle East is in an uproar because they banned it over there in Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia.
They beat their women. Who cares?
I have the Taliban coming for the show. The Taliban. So what do y'all think about we have an openly gay superhero? I mean, you here for it? Yay or nay?
I'm on the fence. I'm yay and nay. I mean, I'm glad that there's a strong black representation of a strong black gay male being a superhero. But I think also when I look at it from the flip side, if I was to lean more towards a heterosexual mind,
you could never leave.
I can't. If I was to twist a little bit, I can see how they could, as far as their kids and how they view gay as being now pushed, like a pushed agenda, at least black gay, a pushed agenda. So they may look at it and say, well, you know what? I don't want my child to see a black gay superhero, especially one that is kissing another man on screen. They may not want their kids to see that, and which is perfectly fair. But
so what if as a gay couple, a gay family, and I'm in a household with my gay family, and I have a child, and I see heterosexual, do I have the right to say I don't want to see heterosexual activity on the screen as well?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I put the question out there too.
Oh, I didn't get your question. I thought you were talking to them too as well. I'm sorry.
Well, we answered you because you like to have a voice for the
non-traditional gays.
So let me put it again.
No, not the non-traditional gays.
Let me say it again. So as a gay male who's in a gay relationship and I have a child, well, the child doesn't even matter. What if I see heterosexual kissing on screen? Do I have the right to then say, "Oh, the straight agenda"?
Yeah, you do. I think it's the sex part. I think it's explicitly showing that on screen. And I think whether it's and you have the right as a parent, whether you want your child to see that, whether it's a heterosexual male female kissing on the screen, or if you want to teach them that.
So what if it was?
That's valid.
What if it was in the comic? Because if you are a Marvel follower, there are gay, pansexual, lesbian, or open-ended.
But then I think you're getting into more so a child being able to, and I guess, but that comes with age though, right?
But if they're reading the comic,
but it comes with understanding and knowing what that is. So I guess it would be
what's the difference between the comic and the movie?
Well, it's a big difference. They're not seeing it visually, right? That's
in the comic. You see the pictures, it's visual.
Oh, I mean, if they have it,
it
would be the same way.
It's a dead shadow of them just locked face.
Yeah, that would be the same. I would look at that being the same thing.
That's how I'm viewing it. So,
So are you saying that all sexual behavior should be not exposed on any?
It's up to it's to the parents' right. Like if the parent
is the kiss really sexual?
A kiss, it can be interpreted that way.
Did you ever play house as a kid?
I did.
What happens after the kiss?
That's what I'm saying.
You go to the doctor.
For what? A baby?
Whatever the doctor told you.
I don't know how a baby got in there with this kiss.
That could be definitely interpreted as being something sexual.
So babies come from kids.
I think if it's in the comic book and you allow your kid to read that comic, that kid, like Janez was saying, would be exposed to a kiss in the book or a gay
and I think that you would take care of it.
Those same parents will let their children see the movie, and for ones who feel it's too graphic or too mature for their audience, don't watch it.
They won't. Yeah, exactly.
So it's just a kiss.
Or do what every other parent does when a scene pops up in a movie. Thank you. Exactly.
It's just a kiss that you take issue with.
I don't take the issue with anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't take issue to the kiss.
Well, shout out.
I'm just saying from a heterosexual perspective, they could see that as a
An agenda.
No, just something that they would want their kids to see.
Yeah,
they
the local tweet about that.
What'd you say?
Now, if you had a child, would you want your child to see that on screen?
See, so I'm real old school when it comes to things like that.
Okay.
But then we live in a new world. So like I said, I'm from the old school where it's like, you know, you don't show your kids certain things, but we live in a new world now, a new generation where exposure is not always bad as long as it comes with some type of education, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
So when it comes to a 5-year-old, how are you educating them?
Well,
They're going to see
he
it.
lives in a house with a same-sex couple. He's seeing it firsthand.
Okay.
You know, when he gets to the age where I feel is appropriate, we'll have conversations.
So you're not having a conversation. He sees it visually that you guys are.
I mean, I don't try to. I'm not. You know, in my household, I try to hide, like, not hide it, but I don't want to do it public affection in his face because not because of we're two males, but just because of early sex exposure. You know what I mean?
So if you were in a heterosexual relationship with that same mindset, you would still have that same thought process?
I'm not sure because I'm not a heterosexual male.
See, growing up in a heterosexual household, I saw my parents be affectionate and I saw love. I think if I were to see this movie and if Kayla or a kid was younger, if I saw love on the screen between two adults, I guess I would be fine with that. But if I saw it getting ready to be too grown, I'm like, well, she's never seen sex. I don't want her to see that.
Yeah.
But to see love between two people, I would hope she sees that every day. I think it also makes for a more well-rounded young adult becoming an adult to feel secure about what sex is and not have everything seem so awkward, weird, and taboo. It's because we do know those adults who everything is kind of squeamish.
Yeah.
Well, I give a shout out to Marvel for pushing the envelope, allowing representations across the board because it's a very diverse cast. They have a deaf superhero. They have different multicultural on the forefront, and so I'm here for it. Thank you.
All right, so moving right along. I don't know where my other note went. But
Okay. I'm good.
Because you're not sitting close to me.
I'm not? Oh.
Like you didn't want to be next to me.
Oh, yeah, let me get close.
so you smell this week.
Oh.
Missouri High School crowns its first male homecoming queen. Alex, no.
No, it's not me.
All right, this high school senior and TikTok sensation, 18-year-old Zachary Willmore said it showed that people really cared about him. His post garnished 18 million views and 765,000 likes. With his new platform and historic crowning, he wishes to seek change in the student body at the school for the dress code. What do you guys think about them changing the dress code at the high school because of everything that transpired with this young man? And I mean, what's his name? Akbar.
I'm just that. I think they should make it a third category. I think it's traditional to have male prom king and female prom queen, and I think that should always be the standard. I think
Did y'all hear
now
that T word?
What?
Traditional.
Yeah, traditional.
This is not a traditional
I think
word.
nowadays they're giving kids everything. Like just here, you're upset because they don't accept your gender identity. Here you go. I'll open the doors for you, and you can be a prom queen. And it's like, no, you can't always give kids what they want. You can't.
So what if the world said, no, you can't love another man?
And I'm thinking, as you get older, that could.
What if the world said you can't? What if the world said you
right?
can't openly love another man?
Personality issues. Huh?
What if the world said you can't openly love another man?
We're not talking about the world. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about prom kings and queens.
You just said the world is given the kid.
No, they are. They just. It's like, oh, you want to, Bobby? You won. You lost. You lost. No, Bobby lost the basketball tournament, the basketball game,
And he's about
and
to come
he
back
still
and shoot up the school.
no, and he gets surprised anyway.
That's
like,
not,
no, you're a loser.
That's not what's happening here.
You are a loser.
He fought for this. He got voted into this position by his student body.
No, I understand that, but I just think that it should be separate. I think it should be prom king, prom queen, and if he wants a third category,
Queer
that
queen.
should be, there you go.
Queer queen.
Queer queen.
So he's going to run all by himself against himself.
So you have a problem with the word queen?
I don't have anything wrong with the word prom queen. He's not a woman.
So you have
He's not a why wouldn't he want to be?
So he'd be a queer king?
So he feels as though he's not a male, right? He feels as though he's a girl.
You are a butch what?
So he
Queen. You are a butch what?
I'm
Queen.
not a butch queen.
Butch.
Queen.
He can't use the word queen.
But he doesn't want to. He wants to. He's a male, but he wants to be a female. He feels as though he's a female.
We believe.
Yeah, he believes. He believes in his.
Well, I don't know
in
if
his
that. I
mind,
don't know if he
he's a
believes
female.
that. He just went after the role. Maybe he just wants to see.
No.
Well, maybe he said, "Well, I just want to see if I can do
But
it."
the school is willing to change
See,
the
you
whole
can do
dress
right.
code for his.
So now being gay, now this is like a.
Is it to make a stance for unity? Is it making a stance to welcome all genders in and to just be fluid within
I
themselves?
would suspect that he's not the only one that feels that way of cross-dressing in a sense. There, I'm sure.
Maybe if he got that third category, somebody from coming from the back.
It's easier for a girl to decide I want to dress like a boy. That's usually just pants and a sweatshirt.
Why do you think it's easier?
Because if she has on a sweatshirt from the boys section and some baggier jeans, that's like, can't nobody tell you to put on fitted jeans as a girl. So if she dresses a little bit androgynous, she's fine. But if he decides he wants to put on heels and a skirt, that's where it's kind of like, oh, you really wanted to come this way. So it depends. And I mean, I guess depending on what the dress code was and what they're going to move it toward. If its skirt's supposed to be a certain length, they should be that length for everybody. But I think the inclusive part is if he feels in his heart of hearts he's more of a woman than a man, then okay, I think it's great that the school is rallying around him, they're supporting him, and they're saying, hey, if you want to come to school dressed this way, come on.
Do it in your own time.
No.
Well, the school is his time.
No, there's nothing wrong with this school support, but
I'm happy to
You're a
see
traditional.
Your issue is prom queen.
separate. I don't like that.
You're a traditionalist. You don't like change.
No, I like change. I embrace change.
As long
Traditional
as
has
it's not
nothing to do
male
with
and female roles.
Well, it does. If you want things to stay traditional, then we're not going in that direction. It's changing.
Go ahead, what you say?
As long as it's not a male-female role that's changing.
Well, it's just too many. I'm sorry, yeah, it's too many. It's 1, 2, 3. I feel like
I'm not attacking you. I was saying, you said you
We're
was
having a conversation.
All right, so I was saying,
You got an opinion.
It's like,
You got an opinion. You got to be able to back it up. Back it up.
I heard. I said it. I don't want. He's not no prom queen.
Back it up.
I said it, y'all. I said it.
All right, moving on.
All right, so Vermont allowed a lesbian and
that bitch.
a dyke.
Allegedly.
They allegedly allowed the dyke. What is Supreme Court? A lesbian.
The D word.
No.
A dyke. Is that a bad word?
Probably.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's my.
That's borderline saying like carpet muncher. That's not good.
That's what my grandma
Hold
said.
that.
She said
Hold
these
that.
dykes try to holler at me. I said, Grandma, you can't call them that.
If we had, and it's probably they can say it when they're in their little circles, just like we'll drop an F-bomb in ours, but
What's
nobody
the
else will say
F-bomb?
it.
You fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
All right, so keeping it real, like the Senate confirms its first lesbian judge to the federal appeal courts. Beth Robinson takes office as associate judge of the Vermont Supreme Court on November 28th. The Senate voted 51-45 after Biden nominated her in August.
Go
She's
back.
black.
No,
She's not black.
She's white.
Her and her lesbian lover were seen in the bathhouses last week. Allegedly. It's like, no.
I mean, not that color matters, but they're white.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing about that. No,
Okay.
Her wife's a doctor.
Okay.
It's good that we have
It's a
representation in
power
high places, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Representation. I guess it's. I'm not even gonna crawl up that.
Somebody
that wall.
who might
represent
be
the black LGBTQ.
Well,
yeah.
Or
right.
somebody that not yet. We're getting there,
Yeah.
but somebody who understands the plight of a gay, maybe not a gay black, but just being gay in society.
I get it.
But I hear you.
I hear you.
Without color.
Without color.
'Cause
She knows the struggle. She knows the struggle.
She knows the struggle from one side.
Being
Yeah.
lesbian.
But that's the closest thing we have, in
But
Gen Z right now.
is it ready? I mean, is it really accepted? Because half the time, lesbianism doesn't get scrutinized as much as homosexuality when it comes down to public openness.
But she probably.
I'm not saying that they do not,
But
they
she
definitely have their struggles.
Well,
Absolutely.
she probably still want the same rights that we all want. Just to get married, just to have do business everywhere. We had those already, but she want to make sure that we continue to have those rights.
And she did a lot with family law, so she's definitely making those strides to where there can be more gay marriages. There are more different adoptions than the way that we're used to seeing them. So I think she understands that. Whether or not she understands Black gay LGBT, probably not.
How do you guys feel about that adoption? I'm sorry, I'm going to get off topic, but as far as same-sex adoption.
Oh, I'm all for it.
You for it?
I'm for it. I'm for it if it's going to be a loving home and it's not like a. Sometimes in the gay community, sometimes it's either I'm just going to get a check, or sometimes it's just for show for people. But if you're going to really take the time to raise this child and love this child and pour into that child as much as possible, I'm all for it.
And there's a difference between fostering and adoption. With adoption, you don't get a check. You spend money to get a kid. With adoption, fostering is just there's some sort of subsidized something coming your way to take care of that kid. But if you're adopting, you're putting money out.
That's your kid. Yeah, that's your child. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think also when you think about how many kids go unadopted that stick around in the system until they're 18, how productive can you expect a person to be not ever really feeling loved or that they had a place?
And that's the thing. I think love is the main thing, right?
Come on, Jesus.
Yeah.
Love is all.
Which I was a product of adoption, so I'm so grateful that I was, because I could be somewhere else.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know your biological parents? You don't have a clue. Do you?
I know very little.
Do you want to know who your family might be?
I do.
You do?
I do. I mean, my family, I know my family.
Well, your biological family.
Outlaws Jacksons, I know them. But my bio family, I'm interested and curious to see who they are. And I would be open to a relationship.
Mama or daddy, you know what I mean?
Well, I know I'm taller than them. They were short.
So daddy might not be daddy.
He was He was going to the army. I know that. My mom was going to college.
So when he went to the army, did she have a slip up with? So that's all we have for hot topics. We're gonna pass the mic down to Jaquez Akbar.
Jaquez.
Okay. He coming up with John.
Any questions from our viewers?
I ain't got.
If y'all want to agree with me,
they don't agree with me on my prom king and queen statement. I ain't got questions. Ain't no questions.
All right, well then going home.
If y'all want to know,
no.
If you want to know more about my hair,
after these DMs be popping.
All right, y'all. We got some questions.
Was it about my hair?
All right.
They tuned in, so we need to honor them.
All right, y'all. Thanks for sending in these questions. So we got a number of questions, y'all. So the first question we had: when me and my guy have sex, he likes to bite me.
Where?
Specifically on my neck, but it hurts. And every time I say something to him during sex, he says I'm messing up the mood. Should I let him bite me all up or punch him in the face the next time?
Biting back.
Oh, like you would do a kid to show them that you know what shit's doing.
Yeah, it just don't feel good. I've had people like bite the nipples too hard. I'm like, ooh, baby, slow.
That's tripping off.
Slow down.
It's not so fucking hard. Shit.
I've suffered through it.
So you'll suffer through it.
I have.
I
don't
think the
know.
sex is good.
Yeah, there's certain parts that I've suffered through just because it's like, I guess in my mind I'm thinking, I don't want to mess them up.
But aren't you messed up because it don't feel good?
Yes.
So you're sacrificing your pleasure for his.
Yeah, that's not
going to be all the time, but I have.
I would say if it's like a really sexual, like intense, like we really both are really into it, then I would probably.
I think
I would probably. I won't stop the mood with like stopping to say it, but I would probably be petty and do something annoying to get you to realize, yo, chill out.
See, the thing is, it's not pleasurable if it doesn't have a little bit of pain in it. You know what I mean? So I think
this is coming from a traditional.
Your tolerance level needs to be a little high.
Is that what you're going to tell the viewer? I mean, the person that said the question.
Yes.
So according to
Take that shit.
for the person that asked us the question, Akbar is saying take it and deal with it.
Come on, we gotta come up with a new name next week.
I know. I'm gonna change for something.
Some
I like Jack West.
No, I don't like Jack West. No, I'm not a Jack West. I don't look like Jack West.
You don't like fucking Akbar either.
Possible.
Well, I would say for the person that asked the question, I would say have that conversation later on. But in the midst of it, then be petty, bite it back.
Punch him in his
There
fucking
you
throat.
go. Yeah, correct. Do that. All of the above. All right, y'all. I love my man. Second question. I love my man so much, but I don't like his natural scent. It smells weird, but I like him a lot. What should I do?
I would buy him, body washes that you like that smell good. And if
But the natural scent, though, I don't think you can get. I mean, once that wears off, I mean, you're back
You gotta
to
stay
your natural
covered.
body.
Stay covered up though.
Well, maybe a body wash and a nice cologne. A good cologne that's going to linger.
Or shea
not
butter.
a cheap one that's going to dissipate.
Wash them
Get
up.
some good stuff.
But you can't wash.
Lots
up
of shower
Yeah,
sex.
no.
Well,
Lots
it
of
goes back to the
every day.
natural scent.
like
After an hour.
a shea butter, like it stays on your body.
I wonder what the natural scent smells like.
I don't know. They didn't describe the natural scent, but I'm assuming maybe like
Musk.
yeah, musty.
Some people like that.
There's a turn on for some people.
You like that?
I'm not a musty.
You like musk? You like musk?
I like man. I don't like musk.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Oh, there's a big
But you would take it for his satisfaction though.
At times I probably would, but I still would buy him
Then it would
a
linger on
body
your lip.
wash
It would linger upper lip.
that's a must. I would buy him a body wash and a cologne. You come back up. But yeah,
Something
I
that
would
lasts
buy him
long,
a body
longer than 10
wash
hours.
and, like you said, maybe a shea butter, and I might make it a thing. Like, oh, let me rub this on you, get it, and then it's like, okay, now I don't smell your natural because I think it would be tough to tell somebody you. But how did you even get to the point that you cared for somebody that you thought smelled?
Because you
Maybe they're in a relationship
sometimes
for a while,
when you
look at
when they
overlook a
look
lot of
good,
shit.
you overlook a lot of shit.
But see, I'm a cuddler, so it's like if I want to get all close to you, at some point it's like, no, I don't.
But then you look and see that.
You're like, well,
I would just overlook this.
That's it. All right, y'all. Moving on. Next question we got.
Mia.
My partner doesn't like to swallow. What should I do?
Facials.
Deal with it, Janess? Oh wait, like who should deal with it?
the one that wants the partner to swallow, deal with it. That's not their thing. That's not their thing.
That's similar. Is
So
this
you
the
don't
same
think
guy?
that
It's the
you're
same
already talking about how eventually in a relationship you gotta compromise and stuff like that. You gotta lean over. You do a little.
I don't
So-
need their foreign to be expected to be going.
So
down
you're
my
not a
throat all the
swallower.
time.
You're not a swallower.
That's
I
what he,
shall not
that's
confirm
what,
nor deny.
that's what he really wanted to ask you, and that's yes, James is the swallower.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
See, there could be a reason why he doesn't want to swallow. So it's like, I guess
Well, the reason
Why don't you want to swallow? Who said you don't swallow?
I'll say why I didn't want to ever swallow is because I thought it would get stuck somewhere.
Where'd you think?
Like
That little
your
diggly thing at the back.
or just kind of hang around on an organ or something. Which sounds really like immature, but I felt like if you swallow this loogie, is it in your stomach and burning up with the acids, or is it swinging from your liver? Just like what?
swallow. I don't.
He does not.
That's not your twist.
That's not his twist.
So where
That's not
does your twist come in at?
So the next question, I told you where my twist comes. Say no, you don't know where my twist comes.
Did we give that person an answer?
No, we did not.
We need to give them an answer.
So I think that you can't force somebody to like something that they don't like.
Correct.
Yeah,
I
so-
think he should identify to his partner
Yeah.
what issue he has with swallowing, because
Yes.
he may once
Maybe
talk about
an
it.
underlying issue.
He may go, you know what, I am being not to say that's juvenile, but he might have a really silly response and go, you know what, I guess it's going to burn up
And
like
he might,
everything else.
to your point, he may think it may stick on his liver,
Yeah.
so maybe have those
It's not.
conversations.
It's
Yeah.
going to go away.
All right, okay. All right.
We
You got that?
We handled that very maturely, guys.
All right, y'all. All right, the next question is, I've been dating a guy for a few months now, and recently he asked me to borrow some money. which was over $100.
Red flag.
I gave it to him, but haven't gotten it back. Should I bring it up, or is this a red flag?
Red flag.
Yeah.
If I lend people money, I'm prepared not to get it back. If I don't get it back, you'll never get another dime from me.
Now, here's the question. You said they are dating?
They are. What did they say?
You're dating for a couple months.
They're dating for a couple months. Yep.
I think the red flag, and you said it was $100?
Yeah, over $100.
I think the red flag for me at this point in my life is if somebody needs to borrow money for a long period of time, a short amount. And with my friends, I'm all like, whatever. A guy I'm dating, it's kind of telling me something about your financial stability. You don't have $100 in a savings account or your checking account. What are you doing with all of your money? And for me, yes, because as a bottom, I'm expecting my top to be like the man in my house, to lead. You don't have $100 in your
So wait,
account.
so
I
what
can't
if?
depend on
So
you.
you know different circumstances, right? So what if he has 3 kids, or what if he's supporting?
Is that still negated?
What if he has like 5 properties, or I'm just trying to think of different scenarios where a person would maybe be cash strapped. Because what if he doesn't have access to? What if his cards got compromised and all of his cards got?
That's
They
a
But that's a different
restricted
scenario.
different.
But the rest of the question did specifically
They said he never asked for it, but he never gave the money back.
See, someone who is financially competent will definitely make sure that you get your money.
But sometimes you forget, though. I mean, especially when you're dating, sometimes it's like give and take. Like you may go out to a restaurant and I may say, no, don't worry about that bill. He may come out and say, no, don't worry about that bill. So it may be times where you're not even thinking about financing.
But he specifically said borrow, though. Borrow.
Well, he didn't say borrow, but again, sometimes you're just not thinking about the financial part of it.
First of all,
when
you
you're
should
dating,
have been thinking, how am I going to look as a grown man coming to you asking to borrow?
I need you not to be so superficial, because there's times where I'm sure we've all not had money in our pockets where we had to go to somebody for money.
I would not go to a date and ask a date in a couple months of us dating to borrow money. That's just not.
But that's you.
That's you.
But if it's a reason,
You just said it. But that's you. So there's been times where we've been up, we've been down, and that doesn't mean that we're irresponsible with money, but it doesn't mean that we're a bum.
No. But it means you are not fiscally responsible.
But again, what
a
if
lot of people are not physically responsible?
But again,
what if we really dig into
finances,
physically, not physically?
That he those circumstances where he may not have access to his money and he actually
and it's different if all of a sudden you realize, damn, I forgot my wallet. Can I hold whatever we're here until we get in the house or until I get back to whatever? Completely fine. A mistake happened.
Or
but
if their money is wrapped up in
I'm
cryptocurrency and they haven't got their turnaround yet. I understand.
But when you think about it, like if I'm asking you for $1,000 is different from $100.
Yeah,
right?
and I would almost rather you ask me for $1,000 than ask me for $100. Because I can understand you don't have $1,000 to handle your business.
I got you.
You don't have $100, and my example would normally be $20. You don't have $20. Like if you ask for $1,000, you might have $875, but you're short on whatever to get there. But if you don't have this small amount,
but what if he needed to do something that costs $1,000? He has the $900. You just don't have the $100, and you don't know that. You're just thinking, oh, you don't have $100. No, I got $900. I just need $100 to pay, get my car out of the shop.
I'm kind of with Janez. I don't know if I want somebody I'm dating. Yeah, first of all, if
so
we're
he's
dating, you're not going
right?
to know my entire financial situation right off the bat.
And then he's not asking you, he didn't ask you multiple times for $100. So he's not actually leaning on you to provide for him financially. He just asked to borrow $100.
Then you are leaning.
No, I don't think so. I think leaning if I'm constantly asking you.
No, because if we're only been dating for a couple months.
So you hold that $100
No. Paint the scenario out. If we're only been dating for a couple months, then obviously there's a lot of things that we have not covered amongst us too, right? Mm-hmm. So you're that comfortable with me, but you don't have friends, family, or whatever.
Let's keep it all the way 100. In 2 months, y'all can go really far. You really liking this dude. Y'all been out
fucking every day.
So he turned around and said, "Yo, can I get $100 from you?" What the fuck you gonna do? You gonna get that man $100?
Sorry, y'all. Where I am in my life right now, if we've been dealing for
if you fuck with you'll give him $100. Shout out to you.
So wait, I mean, I say I don't want to be with nobody $100. But I'm just fighting for them.
Give him the $100. So to sum it up, I guess
I'll lead the field.
you gotta ask questions. You know, you gotta ask those questions. If somebody, well, you know, I mean, typically, would you ask questions if somebody asked you for money?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who asked me for $100, but
Not you.
like I said, I'm just fighting.
I wouldn't. That wouldn't make or break me as far as a relationship if somebody asked me for $100.
Like I said, if I don't get it back, you just won't get no more money from it.
Because you never know. That could be their a start of their big come up. So I don't have a problem with that. But it is a red flag though. But red flags don't mean that you just throw in the towel.
No, it's not to throw in the towel, but it definitely makes me question where you are. I could be finding
Because you never needed $100.
That's not the question.
I understand that.
That's not the question.
But
That's not the question.
I get that, but he still
That is not the question.
again, but he still was in a place where he needed $100. Whether he asked you or his mama, he still was in a place that he needed $100. You've been in a place where you needed $100 before, I'm sure.
And me, where I'm at in my life,
So don't judge him because he needs $100.
Well, actually, I'm going to judge him because you want to know why? Because I would not ask a date after a couple months, can I borrow $100?
So if he asked his mama for $100, that would be better.
That's between now and
I'm out to do with it.
I still
But
think
at least now you see the red flag.
No, I would like if a person is coming to me, obviously they like that wouldn't be.
But they're using
It's
you.
not that could be possibly right, but I think that I think in those 2 months you might have built that trusting relationship.
Especially when the rubber came
Or
off.
after 2 months, y'all fucking look. Put it out there, y'all fucking damn near every day. You know what I mean?
every day. Okay,
Do the calculate.
You can fucking roll, but you can't give him $100.
That's what I'm saying. And swallow. You can't get anything on $100.
Moving on.
No.
So in 2 months, somebody comes to you and they say, "I'm Akbar. I seen these sneaks. What's up?"
That's
In 2 months. Now, if your birthday is around that time,
No, because if you're not purchasing assets with my money, I'm not getting.
We don't even know what the $100 is for.
You ask
Don't
follow-up
birthday.
questions.
I'm short.
Yeah, you can ask follow-up questions.
I'm sure for my monthly weed installment.
I'm not
All
doing
right,
that.
Joe, come on. All right, let's really make it. We answered y'all. Hopefully, we answered you.
Don't give it to him.
I wouldn't give it to him.
Red flag.
That's why.
This question is too much dick too much? How much is enough?
You talking about inches or amount of sex per week?
Y'all don't ever
I don't know.
ask us brainy questions.
All right, so that's we're gonna answer it 2 parts. Is it too much? Is it too much dick in length or too much in like the frequency of it?
I'm not sure. They
So
didn't.
we're gonna answer both of them.
about it. They just said it's too much.
We're gonna
I know they
filter.
say
We're gonna
that.
start filtering some of these questions because I remember there was some
Shut the
more
fuck up.
holy questions. I think I would like to.
Are they saying like how much
It's
sex?
too much cock.
I hate that word.
I know y'all
I
hate
like
that word. It's too much cock. Too much.
Too much big call.
But is it coming from a point of is too much sex, or how much sex is too much, or
So
how
that's what
much?
Phil was
But
pointing.
we're
We're breaking down
gonna
the
answer it both ways. Too much in size and too much in frequency.
Okay.
So go since you.
Out. So I feel also going back to the whole adult thing. I think when life is going on, and if you really have a lot of things happening on a daily basis, I think yes, make time for sex more than 2-3 times a week.
Oh yeah.
But it's like I get it if there's that week of we really haven't had a chance to come together. So I don't know if there's a definite answer. I feel like if you can go 7 times a day, what are you not doing?
No, I think it definitely depends on the relationship, and I think it depends on how long you guys been in a relationship and what your schedules are like. A lot of times you don't have schedule,
I
right?
said it's too much dick, too much.
No, the activity. We talking about the activity first. You said
Frequency.
You asked
Yeah,
us to present the frequency.
So is it too much? Is it too much?
No, I don't
Is it
think
ever-
7 days a week is too much.
Okay,
No.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I think early in a relationship, 7 days will be too much.
So that's what I wanted to hear. They wasn't answering the question.
I think to your point, maybe 3 to 4 times a week. I think that's enough. I think that's like the
I
perfect
think that's
balance.
healthy.
Yeah, I think so too. Because that gives you 3 days by yourself.
Now,
Touching your phone.
is there such thing as too much dick
And size.
inside of you? Yeah.
Yes.
What's the biggest you take?
I think some people take as a joke, I'm trying to move stuff around in there. You really can.
What's the biggest you
I
took?
want all my internal organs to
I
stay where they
don't
belong.
measure beforehand. I don't know, but there's too much out there. I don't know
guys
what's
really
in the
measure? You
water.
think guys like sit around and measure their
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
You did it.
No, you just get.
You did
You
it.
just have a no.
You did it.
A guesstimate.
This is about a 6er.
You've never measured?
You measure?
No.
You can't even say
No,
no.
I didn't.
You can't even say no with a straight face. You
I
like,
did not.
no.
Who measures things?
Let me see how big this is.
I feel like when people, because I feel like it's an ant question. If you've ever been on the ant, people want to know, well, how much is there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's this
I think
much. There's always an
visually, I
answer.
think when it comes to in terms, you would like to, and I'm thinking maybe I'm speaking for more of the real twist persons, but maybe visually you would like to see too much. You would like to see capacity. You would just 12
just hit you in
like
the face.
this.
Who
like
wants
this.
Who wants to see
So
that?
you want to see a lot of penis, but you
No,
don't.
no. I'm just speaking for you.
You doing that?
I'm speaking for you.
That's what I was saying.
No, you want to see it, but you may not
Who
want
wanna
to
see
take it.
that?
You may not want to take it.
Yes.
That's how you feel. You
I
want to see it yourself.
It's getting hot.
Oh, I'm sure.
So what's going on down there? You always want somebody else to say something. Let me hear what you got to say down there at the end of the table.
Who's she talking to? What you want to know?
You?
What you want to
Yeah.
know?
What's too? Is too much dick too much?
It absolutely is.
Okay. So how much you looking?
How much you looking at? A good number to take, I would say, about 7.
Wait. So is it different? Is it a difference in taking it in the back or in the front?
I don't
Because the size, because you can go 10. I think didn't you say you could do 10 in the front, but 7 in the back?
Mama, yes. Who's Whoa! If I said that and I owned that, you said 10 and a half.
Wow.
You always got the top part.
Since we're keeping it 100.
No. Is it would there be a difference though? Like if you were to, I guess, would you prefer a size difference when it comes to what you're doing in the front orally or from when you take it in front?
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, you thought like
I was
missionary
thinking-
versus back shots.
Orally is different. It's yeah.
So you can go how much?
So you can do a bigger.
Orally, the number increases.
So wait, your mouth, so when I've done oral, I'm not a fan of it, but when I've done it, my mouth gets tired, really, my jaws get tired, really quick. I want to say
Really?
45 seconds, maybe a minute. So that's why I don't really care for it, but
Alex,
To a minute.
so what's the biggest you can put in your mouth?
Alex, would you like to share
I wouldn't necessarily.
your delectable indulgence?
No, I need a number from you.
See, I don't have.
That's
it.
my number and I want it now.
It's larger than the 7, and I think it's if you're having fun with it, like if you honestly are enjoying what you're
A big
doing.
dick is pretty to look, is good to look at, but that's about it.
Well, orally
Like you
is
said,
different.
I
It
mean,
depends,
so
'cause
he
I
likes to
mean-
look at
I
this.
didn't
He's just like, look at
So,
it.
I didn't say that.
Orally, I mean, if all you can
Well,
do
rewind
in
that
that
back.
45 seconds is get it on your tongue and nothing further
Try going
past,
up.
you didn't really. Well, if he was a smaller guy, you did a lot if you just got him on your tongue. But if there's a lot more of him and you can get it past your tongue,
You can get it past your tongue.
past my tongue.
DM Alex, yo.
No, but I think
Big dick times.
I think if you're having fun with it, it's like a bit, it just kind of opens up.
Like an anaconda.
The back jaws unlocked. Just
Y'all gotta watch the episode when Brahim was on here. We talked about it.
Well, speaking of Brahim, he'll be on next week.
Yeah. This will be my first time meeting him.
Really?
Oh, that's right. He was
He
your
replaced
villain.
me.
And now he's replacing.
Akbar, because it's your birthday.
It's my birthday, yeah.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
San Tropez. No.
Central
Way. I
Paris.
can't tell people where I'm going to tell them.
That's
I'll
right.
let you guys know.
We go to like
Right.
nude beaches.
That's right.
No.
Now you went to
It's
the
gonna be
beach.
fun though. I need to relax. Like I need to get away from everything.
Is it a big trip or is it just like for you and your partner?
Yeah, something
Family
small.
or-
Just in case I would have invited my co-host.
Why? They invite us to the fucking cookout.
That's what I'm saying.
There wasn't no cookout.
All right, y'all.
I feel some type of fucking way.
So this is the part where we highlight, a gay organization.
That was all I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was all the question. Yeah, that was all we had.
Yeah, that's all.
Sorry. So before I get into the organization, if you have any questions, send us a message, DM us, and let us know if you want us to talk about your question or answer your question on the table. So
I do
just provide those questions.
I do want to throw it out there. I did see there is a long list of questions.
Yes.
We promise we will get to everybody's question.
We're gonna find some brainy questions.
Yeah, so now we're gonna probably start filtering, so everything doesn't have to be so sexual.
Yes.
Everything's not sexual.
I think those questions are still important.
But you know what? I think they're important too. Because I think they are important. I think we get into a lot of relationship questions. So a lot of people out there in relationships or dating and stuff like that. So it's good to highlight these questions on the show.
Then you need.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Point blank.
Can I thank my Glam Squad, Kia Sterling, for this hair? I've been looking at it.
Sterling at the T. Come on.
Thank you. One of the stylists at your teeth.
Come through with the woo. So
Sure,
what's
sure.
the organization we're gonna highlight?
So the organization we're going to highlight today is the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender Center. So this center, is one of the oldest and most active LGBTQ centers in the country. This center is operates in the University of Pennsylvania, and they've been there for over 35 years, 35 plus years. They do a lot of counseling. They help individuals with the process of coming out, which is a good thing. So if anybody out there feel as though they need someone to talk to or having struggles on coming out, this will definitely be a place that could be a resource to you to answer any of your questions and to help you, through that journey.
Phil can help them come in.
They do a lot of social and political events and stuff like that. So
they want to come out the closet.
So the place is located at 3907 Spruce Street. That's Philadelphia 19104, and their telephone number is 215-898-5044. So if you have any questions, and you feel as though you need some help in any way.
And can you give us the name of the organization?
The name of the organization is called Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender Center.
And it's LGBTQ.
But they say, that's the name.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's interesting they started with lesbian. Most things always start gay, but go get some more cookies.
Well, listen, guys, we want you to comment, like, subscribe, share, and please interact with us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
See y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Everybody, let's bow our heads and pray.
Talk on the table. Talk on the table. Talk on the table. Talk on the table. Talk on the table.